Welcome back to the show. Well, the Silver and Turquoise Ball is celebrating its 65th year here in Tucson. Some of the most influential women in Tucson's history have been members of the board of Hostesses.
The proceeds continue to help support the mission San Javier del Bac. And here to tell us more about the event is Barbara Peck. Barbara, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And we were mentioning a little bit about these influential women. Tell us a little bit about that backstory.
Well, the ball started 65 years ago by Isabella Greenway, who was the founder of the Arizona Inn. So one of our most distinguished women in the history of Tucson, as far as I'm concerned. And then we have pictures here that show some of the others. We have Drachmans and Ochoas and Ronstadts and very prominent names, some of which there are streets named after. So, and the wonderful thing about this is that a lot of them have daughters and daughters-in-law and nieces who are involved with the Silver and Turquoise Ball now.
Oh. I love that. Definitely some names and faces that are very recognizable. And, you know, just such a neat thing to be a part of. And, of course, such a big tradition now here in Tucson. And as we also said, you know, this is helping to raise money for the mission. Anybody in Tucson has visited the mission or even driven past it knows just how special it is. How much money have you been able to raise for the mission thus far?
We have raised over $600,000 for the mission's restoration and preservation. And as the organization that manages the restoration of the church has said, the Silver and Turquoise Board of Hostesses fingerprints are all over the mission. Oh. We have provided funds to help restore the West Tower, the one that's shiny white on the left side as you're facing the mission. The interior art of the mission, and also we're just about to get started with the restoration of the East Tower, and so funds will be going to that as well.
And so we want everyone to come out to this event so we can continue to do the great work. So tell me a little bit about the theme this year.
The theme is really celebrating the mission of our organization, and that is celebrating the culture and heritage of our community. And that actually started with the Tucson Festival Society in the early days. So 65 years ago, the ball took place in Isabella Greenway's backyard, and it happened to rain that year. And she said, well, let's move it over to the inn. And so for 65 years, the ball has taken place at the Arizona Inn. But the culture and the heritage is a huge part of our decor this year. So there will be Spanish influence with Talavera pottery, Mexican influence. We have the Tucson High School Mariachi Band is providing music at the cocktail hour. And just beautiful, beautiful flowers and candles and old silver that the Silver and Turquoise Board of Hostesses has collected over the years. It'll be stunning.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be absolutely lovely. And the Arizona Inn, what a great location to have this. Now, Barbara, I'm wondering, how many of these balls have you been to in the past, and what are some of maybe your special memories?
I started attending the ball over 20 years ago when my sister, Carol Swingle, was a new hostess. And my first and most wonderful memory was arriving at the Arizona Inn, and there were bagpipers standing out in front of the inn to greet us. And then you walk into the inn, and the Board of Hostesses greet you at the door, and they were women that I had known who were just really wonderful people, and their husbands. And then you walk outside to a beautiful garden where the cocktails are served. And then the dinner itself is this gorgeous buffet with beautiful flowers and silver and ice carvings. And then after the dinner, you go outside to dancing under the stars on the grass, and everybody dances until midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning. And then we have a cabaret, which is going to be a wonderful jazz quartet this year in the bar after midnight. So it's a wonderful evening, and I have such great memories of, you know, seeing my friends in their beautiful ball gowns and men in their very handsome looking tuxes, and just the beauty of the evening and the joy. And there's no auction, there's no talking, so the men just love it because all they do is eat and drink and have a great time and dance.
Well, I think that's great. Wow, I wasn't expecting that from you, Barbara.
Yeah.
Now tell us the price of the tickets and where we can get those.
The tickets are $300 per person and $600 per couple. And I think you have information through our website, actually, is the best way to get them. You can just email us.
And
Wonderful.
gentlemen, your woman would love it if you would take her on a night out where she gets to get all doodled up. We love that.
Exactly, and dance under the stars.
Oh.
And moreover, knowing that those funds are going to a great cause. So Barbara, I want to thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Anytime. And to get more details on the Silver and Turquoise Ball, you can visit silverandturquoiseball.org or call 577-5139.